broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Uh-oh. Is he here on this podcast tonight? Sorry, he's not. I don't mean to disappoint you. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I am Tom the Tom Connolly. This is the main event after show. I'm sitting over here by my lonesome. No Marquia tonight. She couldn't make it, but she had an event to go to. Mm-hmm. She had She had to go to that CM Punk second podcast. I don't know. They sold seats to it. But sitting across from me, Gabrielle Loren. How you doing, Gabby?
Good. You seem awfully not calm this evening.
I'm good.
Like enthusiastic.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's going on, you know?
Sounds
a lot of
like
stuff
it.
happened this week. Sitting next to her, Scott Narver. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good. I'm sitting next to the champ.
Yeah. Oh, where's your belt?
I don't know. Am I supposed to have it? Because Coyote still hasn't given it to me.
We should have got the other one.
I'm sure I'm supposed to have a stunt version.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
She could have had the real belt that's out there.
Next week, everybody.
And you could have had the fake belt. All right, next week, definitely.
Next week.
We're
You guys, I'm not failing you. It is not my fault. They just don't want to let go of this belt. I don't know what's going on.
You hear that, Corey? We're coming for you.
Yeah.
We're coming to take that belt from you.
I think I really have to go to her house or something to pick it up.
Maybe she'll bring it back. Oh, I don't know when they're doing SmackDown this week, but
look for the war on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right? I better say something to Coyote.
Mm-hmm.
Shots are being fired tonight.
You didn't, girlfriend.
That was it right there.
Take it to the ring.
So, guys, a lot going on this week in the world of professional wrestling or sports entertainment. Sorry, a lot going on. Last week was the Punk on Colt Cabana's podcast. That just that broke the internet, broke my iTunes. I couldn't download it. I think I can now, maybe, but it took forever. And then on Monday
Tremendous. Don't read the recaps. Don't read the transcription. Listen to it.
Yeah. And then on Monday, you had Stone Cold interview Vince on the network for, I think it was an hour and 20-some minutes, something like that. Stone Cold didn't pull anything back, and he was, whatever he wanted to talk about, he was going to get an answer to, or get an answer out of Vince, which I thought was really good. Scott, what did you think of the Stone Cold one first, and then...
It was great because, again, another thing, don't read the transcription, watch it. Because watching Stone Cold ask Vince questions that are uncomfortable or breaching topics that he may have rehearsed an answer for in his limo, and just going after him and seeing Vince just genuinely react, and then Austin start to peel away the layers, and sometimes you get past the corporate answer. It's great to watch that you sit him down and you get to see him chat.
Yeah.
And then when they start to have fun, they really start to talk as friends towards the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
When Vince really opens up. That was great. You don't get to see that anywhere else. You only get to see Vince back on HBO flipping out at Bob Costas, losing his temper.
Yeah, and how long ago was that? That was
a long time ago.
Years ago. So, but yeah, I thought it was very good. The whole him asking about Macho Man. You have to watch Stone Cold's face alone. His reaction to that is he's going in, right? Yeah, he's going in. Well, he's going in. When he's going in?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be in. He's going to be in there.
Yeah,
when?
Stone Cold really dedicated a lot of his questions to fans. It was all the stuff that fans have wanted to know for years, and he spoke on behalf of them to the boss.
And then they talked about Punk. I thought it was good of Vince to apologize of him getting that FedEx on the day of his wedding.
Well, we were just prepping Gabby on this beforehand, so I think we should give you a little heads up on what had happened.
Yeah, you guys are teasing me majorly here.
The big news that was revealed through Colt Cabana's podcast with CM Punk on there was the culmination of everything that injuries and feeling like being ignored and not treated up to the caliber of talent that he was, and everything that happened. ultimately him saying like, well, I'm done, I'm gonna leave, and then receiving his papers, his walk-in papers on the day of his wedding.
Yeah. So they sent
walk-in papers,
like his like him being fired from there.
When he got married.
Yeah, like
on the day.
So was that like WWE getting back at him for revenge?
I don't know. I mean, it's very, I don't know. The way he kind of describes
Why would they do that? That's evil.
I mean, it could just be a coincidence.
He had left as well, but it wasn't just finalized until on that day. Like, it could have been so many other days, and there was talks of, hey, let's, Triple H and him texting back and forth, like, hey, let's talk again, but back when I get back from my honeymoon, let's talk about money that's owed, and let's see what's going on. So just, it's a fascinating story from everything that happened. Hearing his side of it and hearing what happened in that company and what's going on. And so everything that's being presented, it's wild. It's really wild. Like, as much as we talk about the show and what's fun on the show, what happens behind the curtain is so cool.
So now what is AJ, where's her stance on all of this? Did he mention her?
No, I mean, a little, just barely of like him. I think when right before he left, like him just being like, what the hell am I doing? Like
his assessment with her, it's like we're building this life together, and I'm miserable. Like, this isn't a life that I want anymore. And just checking in with her and seeing what's going on. So you mentioning her in that, and then also a doctor trip that was very significant with her as well.
Yeah.
She's pregnant?
No.
No, Punk was pregnant on his back.
Yeah. He apparently had it was kind of like a bruise and like just kind of like a bump on his back that was bothering him for, I don't know, like months, it seemed like.
Yeah, growing, changing color, asking the doctor, like, what is this? Can you check this out? And the doctor forever being like, it's all right, here's antibiotics. It's all right, here's antibiotics.
Here's a Z-Pack. That's what he kept saying. They just kept giving him Z-Packs. Then when he went to that doctor, he found out that it was a full-blown staph infection that he could have died from.
What?
Yeah.
But don't worry, in between, he told an amazing story on a SmackDown where he crapped his pants.
Yeah, he did.
Which was hilarious.
That's pretty contagious, staph infections.
Yeah, it's, I mean, they're out there with, basically, underwear on.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that to me, I think was the most surprising thing to hear. Yeah. That he had that for that long, and I mean,
this is a WWE doctor. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's to me that's what if I were them, that's what you take about. Like, I mean, obviously firing him on the day of his wedding is one thing.
He was just really angry.
Yeah, but the fact that it wasn't diagnosed, I don't know. That's like so crazy that you're letting him go out there and perform with all. And I understand that they may not have the biggest roster right now, but I mean, him not wrestling on one show isn't gonna be be the end. Like, I don't know. How many times have we had shows?
Right. Yeah. They'd sooner have the long haul if, like, someone's got to be okay and feel better.
Yep.
It's all right. Sit on the shelf for a while. Get better.
Yep.
I'm assuming that the Vince interview came out first, right?
No,
on the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that he wouldn't comment on CM Punk, being that CM Punk released a podcast telling all.
Like, he did a little bit. Yeah. And he apologized for him getting the papers on that day. But I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was a discussion because Austin had a similar path of what Punk had with frustrations and injuries and not liking where things were going, and left and had a blow up with Vince, and so they shared a lot of that. They segued into that of like, here's what I went through, here's what our story was, and then do you think it can ever come around again? Do you think you and Punk can ever work together again? And Vince was saying, I'm very open to that. I'd hope that would be the case, but.
It's like a ride or die situation. You need to be a John Cena to last.
That's very true. I mean, I agree with you on that. It does seem that. I mean, but Punk was doing everything. He said it. He's like, I did everything John Cena did when I had that belt for 400 some days.
Yeah, but it seems like he wasn't. He said he wasn't happy. He was probably complaining a lot. Constantly going through issues and injuries, and not everyone takes it like a grain of salt, like Cena can. So I feel like maybe he was doing a lot of the things in the ring and practicing and really giving it his all there, but there's also a certain attitude that comes with the profession I think you need to have.
Well, I think if you heard it, you'd be really fascinated by the attitude that he did carry with it of I'm still doing this. Like, I'm not going to sit out. I'm going to show that I'm just as good as Cena. I'm just as good as everybody else, and I'm going to tough through it, and I'm going to do all these things. Yeah. And only towards the end was it the culmination of everything of with him doing all that work and then not getting the recognition for it. It's like, I did it. I did everything that you guys said I couldn't do. I showed you. I did it all, and now you're not letting me move forward with it. Like, there is no progression for me. It's all you're looking at Cena, you're not looking at me. Like,
it's a rough spot because I feel like he eventually might have gotten there if he stuck with it.
I mean, but I think he was like, I think it was more them not giving it. Like, he was there. Like, I mean,
but they can't just give it to you right like with the snap of your fingers. It could take years.
Well, but he was there for almost
4 years.
Yeah, no, I think he was there for almost 10 years. I think.
I meant like
4 isn't that big of a deal.
At that peak, like he was at that peak of that window for 4 years.
Yeah.
And all these other things kept happening. And it goes through the timeline of it all. Just like, you did this instead, you did this instead.
I know, but like, if you look at like the Divas, for example, you know, Nikki Bella just got a Divas champ, and she's been doing this for over 6 years. And I mean, granted, it's a diva, but I'm saying it's the same idea, whereas I mean, that's all a diva wants, really, is to get that belt, and she stuck it out. You know what I'm saying? I think eventually, if you're deserving of it, as long as there's no weird politics going on.
There was weird politics going on.
There was.
Yes.
So, like, no matter what you think in your own opinions, that he would have never gotten to the level of where he wanted to be.
He kept doing it, but there were all these extenuating circumstances of like, hey, next time. Next time. Right now, like, it's not we can't do it right now. We have this special attraction. We have this special thing that came up. So later.
Yeah.
So you guys think personally it would have never happened if he stuck it out even longer?
It definitely could have if all those things kept stopping. But I mean, from the sounds of it, his body was just getting so smashed up and everything, and with that staph infection that just was not known.
And I think I mean, I don't think. I mean, he deserved it the year we saw Rock Cena too. And that was when, to me, him and Cena had that rivalry. Like, that was, I don't know, I always think of, like, 10 years from now, when the network is, you know, hopefully still going and we're still watching it and all that kind of stuff. When they do this,
$99.99.
Exactly, yeah. When they do those specials of, like, you know, Triple H, Shawn Michaels rivalry, I don't know who from today is going to be like, oh, wow, like, you know, I can't wait to see. Oh, remember when this happened? Like, besides Punk and Cena, they were the guys of this kind of like generation. Where if he isn't on good terms with the company, would they really do a special anyway? Because it's kind of weird. Because they just have that blurred line thing of, you know, when someone's on the outs, they don't really mention them and care for them.
Yeah, someone's always on the outs. There's never a time when everybody's under the rainbow.
Which I get that. I mean, hey, it's business. That's what happens. But to me, that. I would have loved it. I mean, I think a triple threat with Rock, Cena, and Punk would have been good. It would have been fine, and it wouldn't have been very kind of stale. Like, that's what Cena Rock was. Like, just because it was for the belt, to me, it was the same thing that they had before. Only this time, Cena got his redemption and won. But if Punk was in there, it would have added a little bit. You know, it would have added a little spark that it needed, and it would have been way more unpredictable because it would have been maybe Punk would leave champion again. Like,
true.
Yeah, so I think it was, I don't know. To me as a fan, I thought it was just weird and a weird booking on their part to be like, no, we can't give it to you. We'll give you the Undertaker. That's the main event. But he's like, no, the last match is the main event. Like, and they're like, but you're in a main event. No, the last match is what I want to be in. I don't, you know, it's very interesting to hear his side of it finally. Yeah. After all these months.
And he's open about it. He's open about it emotionally, like what he's felt, what he's going through. Like, yes, he accepts bitterness. He accepts all these things and is sharing it. And he's sharing it for free. Yeah. He's not sharing it on some shoot DVD. He's sharing it on his friend's podcast where he can talk openly and trust him about it. And it's great to hear. Like, you get your Punk fix as a fan, and you get to hear him talk about it. And there's humor in it, and there's sadness in it, and it's really awesome. And it starts a dialogue, which I think is really cool. And it gets everybody to look at stuff and think about it.
So we got to check that out if you haven't watched it or listened.
Definitely. But let's get to main event for the night. We start off main event. We get Jack Swagger versus Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil is a beast. I don't know why this guy is not just, like, skyrocketing up the roster. Like, you know, getting at least some kind of icy title shot or something. He had Jack Swagger outside of the ring, and he just picked him up like, you know, like he was, like, you know, a little baby and just, you know, tossing him into the barricade. So impressive. But Swagger was able to hit like a cool clothesline on the outside when he got control back. You know, Swagger got control back into the match. It was kind of just like, after that, just, you know, one side Swagger. Titus went for like a power bomb or something. He picked him up, and like Swagger was able to escape, kind of like roll over behind him, put him in the ankle lock to get the win. And then we had, it wasn't a Goldheimer or Renee Young. I guess it was a out in the open
full
with
frontal.
Full frontal with Renee Young.
Goodness.
New segment. And you know, he says, you know, I wrote down, I said, Zeb's like his daddy. You know, and Zeb loves America. Rusev's a coward for attacking him, and Swagger will take out Rusev. You know, he'll do whatever he can to take the United States belt off of him. You know, did the We the People. You know, quick match to start the night. What'd you guys think?
I really liked, one thing I especially liked was the straightforward, to-the-point promo at the end. There wasn't a lot of loop around, and I'm going to do this, and then saying it again in a different way. So straightforward, like, to the point, that's it, done, like, out.
Yep.
I would love to see either if it's just him doing that, or another character too, just being really straightforward and not talking for 20 minutes and looping around. So I dug that. I thought it was a solid match between the two guys, and it's a shame that Marquia didn't see this one, because the one time Swagger wins with the ankle lock tap out.
Yeah.
One time it actually works. But yeah, both these guys are in that sort of middle ground spot where what's going to happen with them, and I like both of them. I want to see more. So I gave it 38 glorious victory pompadours.
Gotcha. Gabby, what do you think?
Titus is very fierce. I, like you, Tom, don't understand why he's not moving up faster. He kind of gets these like ridiculous matches, but I think Jack Swagger is a pretty good equal. Although it did seem like Jack was kind of getting a little bit winded by some of Titus's moves. Even when he would kick out, it didn't seem like there was much energy to his kickouts. And I guess there was one point where Swagger threw Titus over himself. Kind of didn't really have much balance. I felt like something was supposed to happen that didn't. It was very thrown off.
Yeah, like towards the end, right?
Right before Jack Swagger took the win. And the only reason why Jack Swagger wound up taking the win at that point was because the move was sloppy. Titus couldn't balance, and then Swagger obviously was able to regain control and put Titus in that Patriot lock.
Gotcha.
And that's how he won. So, I mean, I gave it a 3.7. It was good.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 2.75. I thought it was decent for what it was. I mean, you know, gives Swagger the win, gives him momentum going towards Rusev. And yeah, I like that the promo was very, you know, to the point. We know what he wants to do now. Because we did see that, you know, Rusev did attack Zeb Coulter on Raw, so. So then, this coming Monday is the Slammy Awards. You know, every year they had the Slammies. I miss when the Slammies would be like the night before WrestleMania. I know they do the Hall of Fame now. When it would be it would almost be like an award show with Top Hat and Gill. Remember those? They would have like, he would sing. So like it was a show, and it was, I almost want to, they need to put those on the network, because I think they'd be really fun to watch now, to go back and see that stuff.
Yeah, they should put those on the network. I still have a couple VHS tapes of the old ones.
Oh, really?
I have a better idea. What if they just did a little show on the network called Best Moments from the Slammies and cut together a bunch of really awesome moments?
They actually do have. There's if you go on the network and go to the Slammy, there's like a Slammy Award thing. They do have like little parts of like, I think this was nominated for an award or it won. And kind of thing, and
but not one whole like episode.
No, it's not. No, it's like little clips. Yeah. I do like the idea of that. I like the idea of like them just they have the network. Let's just do a whole Slammies show, not incorporate into Monday Night Raw. Do it on the network.
Well, yeah, if they took all the footage together, all the stuff they do for the pre-show and like video, you know, tape everybody that wins and throw that all together and edit it all together, and then that's an episode.
Yeah.
You know, from this year's 2014 Slammies.
Yeah, and just so you know, all the categories were released on multiple social media platforms, and this was a little insane. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, Pinterest, Chapsnat, Tumblr, and WWE MS text message system.
I don't know what half of those things are.
Yeah. You know, and voting begins Saturday. And this, to me, I thought was a letdown. Because if the Slammys are supposed to be an important thing that we're supposed to tune into, you have a network. You have people at Raw and SmackDown that could tape this. Why not do like the Academy Awards do, where they have, you know, you don't have to put it on at 5 in the morning. Now they have like people that are nominated go, hey, this is, you know, have Miz come up and go for best, you know, superstar of the year. These are the people nominated.
Like an actual show, you're saying?
Like something where like
so the two actors for the Oscars in front of the screens, and it's like all they show it, you know.
Yeah.
Like when they do the nominations for those awards, and they do it at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
like that.
The nominations release.
Yes, Like why you? I don't know. It just boggles my mind.
That's a little serious, though. I feel like their schedule's so busy they don't have time.
No.
The Slammies.
Exactly, Gabby. The Slammies.
These are the Slammies. These are.
In what time? Now they have Total Divas. It's like these guys.
They could do Best Actress from Total Divas. I don't like, but. To me, it's
Best
just
reality TV show.
Exactly.
Total Divas.
Well,
Total Divas. Oh, and Total Divas.
Like, wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, or Legends House.
Yeah, it's up there too, right?
True.
I just feel like missed opportunity by them. That's what I feel.
Future opportunity.
Okay, next year.
With credit from Tom Connolly, and no check will be given.
That's fine.
And no check will be given.
And you'll get your firing
Oh my God,
papers.
you guys.
I just feel that they have, you know, you have everyone there Monday and Tuesday. You know what the awards are going to be. Like, you know the categories and who's being nominated. Why not just film it and put it on your network? So I, who pay $10, would definitely watch it either way because it'd be funny.
Oh my goodness.
Pay 10. I pay $9.99.
I give them an extra penny. It's okay.
I mean, Tom, one day you're just going to be on someone's podcast, like, crying because WWE stole all your ideas and you never received a paycheck. And you're going to be so angry about it.
I'll just cry at home. It'll be all right. And then we get a preview for Jingle All the Way, too.
Tom the Ornery Connolly.
But to me, I just thought it was you know. And also, I went to their website after this.
And you're upset.
I know. I just don't know. And I went to their website. I haven't seen any nomination yet.
Tom is like the Wiz, you know, like when you watch The Wizard of Oz, the guy that has he's so smart and he gives all. What does he do at the end? You're like the brain of WWE. You have all these ideas and they're just
they
gonna
don't
steal
hire me,
them.
so that's all right.
And you're just like the voice.
I'll just keep quiet from now on.
You come up with everything.
Okay. Now Gabby's gonna make me cry. No.
Oh no.
No.
I'll bring you ice cream in next time, make you feel better.
All right, that's fine. That'll work. I don't need no money, just ice cream.
No money, no paychecks.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the second match of the night. We have Adam Rose and the Bunny versus Stardust and Goldust.
Versus Goldust and Stardust.
Yes, much better
in my
than
announcer
me.
voice.
The Bunny starts off the match doing the Ric Flair strut, and then tags in Adam Rose. Goldust starts beating down Adam Rose.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. The Bunny gets beat down a little more. Then Adam Rose gets back in the ring. Stardust takes control, hits Dark Matter for the win. Post-match, Goldust kicks the Bunny in the face as he's, you know, concernedly looking at Adam Rose on the ground. I thought it was funny. I don't know what you guys think of this match. It was really quick. I thought
it was. It's all strange. It's all really strange, but at least they're still running with it. And like I said before, that it's so weird that I don't hate it. Mm-hmm. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
So it's good for them for running with an idea, and it's making Adam Rose way more interesting than I ever found him before. Mm-hmm. Whatever happens to the Bunny, that's fine. And I always like seeing Goldust and Stardust. So it was short, it was fine, it was a little filler, and it keeps the story going, which is something we always wanted on Main Event. That when we were starting off the show, we weren't getting any story, anything. Mm-hmm. So I dig it for that. So I gave it 13 kitty hisses.
Gotcha. Gabby, what do you think of this match?
So I wrote down that I like the power slam by Goldust. I love that we saw the bunny hop again. I think that's becoming a staple. And then when Goldust threw the bunny out of the ring, I guess it was a cool moment. The only thing I didn't really like was the abuse to the bunny after the match was over. That was just plain old mean, because I don't like hurting animals, and it's still a bunny, and a bunny has feelings too. So when the bunny got knocked down, I just thought that was so wrong. But I gave it a 3.6.
Gotcha. I gave it a 3.0. I can't wait for Michael Cole to start saying, "Vintage bunny hop by the bunny."
Oh, boy.
I'm sure he will. Starting next week, I'm sure. He's been doing it for, what, 3 weeks now? That's enough time. I thought it was a decent match. I don't know. It was what it was. I want them to reveal this bunny. I want to know who it is, but I think once they reveal him, it's going to just be...
CM Punk.
It's got to be somebody really good. It's got to be somebody that makes sense in storyline wise or something.
Does it?
Well, no, I don't. I guess it doesn't. No, but I mean, I think it needs to be somebody noteworthy that we go, "Oh wow, that's the bunny." If not, it's gonna be like, "Oh, okay. Can he put the mask back on and be the bunny again?" Like,
do you recall who the anonymous Raw general manager used to be that they're not acknowledging at all now, Tom?
Yeah, Hornswoggle.
Yeah. So I think those moments happen.
So it's gonna be Hornswoggle, Hornswoggle and Torito in the bunny costume.
And Torito.
Yeah, you're standing on his shoulder.
Stacked.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like little rascals.
And then all of a sudden the head pops off and it's running wild.
Yeah.
They both fall out of there.
That would be really good. I would watch that. That would make me want to watch. And then we get a Raw recap of The Miz giving like a business card to Naomi, trying to give her advice on her career. And then as Miz is on commentary, Jimmy comes out and smacks the crap out of Miz. That was devastating looking. I mean, I think the mic helped make it, it sounded a lot worse than it was, but he wasn't holding back, I don't think. I think he was just like, I'm going to hit him as hard as I can. And then he just, yelling at him to stay away from his wife. I like the intensity from Jimmy.
Yeah.
Fine. Like, I
was really impressed.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. Like, him turning up that other notch and making it feel as real as possible. Like, stay away from my wife. That was great. Yep. I thought he executed that amazing. And Miz's look at the end, like, whoa. It was cool. I dug it.
Yeah. I think it's good for the WWE to acknowledge real relationships while they're playing out these storylines, because for this reason, I think that it sparked a fire in him, because if he's a really good actor, he's thinking to himself, if you really did mess with my wife, I'm going to kick your ass. And I think that's the same attitude he had tonight.
Yep. And then we get a brand new segment, Go Behind with Tom Phillips.
All right.
That was weird. I don't want that.
Next.
Yeah. But it was, he just kind of said the same thing, stay away from my wife and I'm going to go kick his ass. Good. I thought it was a good promo by him, too, for the night.
And I like the moment with Jay, too, that it's like, hey, man, that's your sister-in-law. Like,
and then he showed up.
Yeah.
You showed him.
So, yeah, we have that match looking forward, later on in the night. Then we have the new and improved
Fandango
with Rosa against R-Truth. Do they have chemistry between the two of them?
When they kiss.
Was it? Is it there? Or is it?
I think when they kiss, yeah, but not when she's dancing. No offense to all you guys that actually think she's good or think it's part of the storyline. But I definitely don't think it's any of the above, and I can't believe she's getting a paycheck to look like that. It's so unfair.
What do you think about her, like, during the match, just kind of dancing?
Dancing by herself and seducing him on the sidelines? I'm just saying, I wish I was her just so I could have a job that's, like, that easy. Seriously.
But I think she's
Would you
training
kiss Fandango every night?
Sure. He's hot. They're all pretty good looking. Except for the Wyatts, but I still kind of like the Wyatts. And I'm not going to talk about what happened when they kidnapped me.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Whoa. Now we're getting
TMI.
weird.
Gabby actually convinced them to kiss each other. Got out.
Oh, that would be great TV. He can't stop laughing.
So
Get tears out of him some way.
let's get back to this match. R-Truth comes out rapping. I kind of was like, okay, R-Truth. Well, I mean, first I was like, all right, Fandango's in a match. He's going to get the win, because they're billing him as this new and improved Fandango. Rosa's out on the side dancing. But it wasn't. She wasn't even trying to be distracting to R-Truth. Like, was she trying to distract Fandango or just dancing to dance? I don't
think she was just dancing to dance. Actually, maybe she was.
I just don't get what she was doing out there.
I do like some idea in there of he keeps having these dance partners and he keeps coming out to different styles of music with the different women, and it doesn't work out. Like, he keeps just finding new dance partners.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this, the fourth one he's had?
I guess so,
The original that we never knew her name.
Right.
That was could actually dance. Mm-hmm. Then it was Summer Rae.
Like, hey, you gotta wrestle. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Is that exactly what happened?
I'm assuming.
I think she was like a professional dancer. I think she
And she didn't want to wrestle, and they wanted her to wrestle.
Yeah, I don't think she was in this, like, she was just kind of like a contracted, like, hired person to just show up at Raw and dance with them.
Because she was amazing. She was a great
really
dancer.
Good. Yeah. Then it was Summer Rae. Then it was Layla, which that didn't last that long though.
No, she
And
became
now-
a Marine.
Summer Rae was
Rosa.
second best for sure.
But she couldn't dance either.
But she could dance. She could pull it off more than
Yeah.
Rosa. I think more people probably like Rosa because of the seduction factor. I think what she's doing with the whole kissing and the caressing is like whole selling the sex idea.
Why isn't he with Emma?
I know. Yeah, she actually
Emma's
dances.
awkward though.
But trying to teach her how to dance, like trying to show her all these moves. And
That
then
would
she
at
just
least be
dances.
funny. Yeah, actually, I would like that.
Yeah, like we get show them in like a ballroom dance. They try to go into a competition or something. I don't know.
And she's just being super weird.
Yeah.
And he's like losing and getting upset.
Or he
That
gets
I want a
upset in the
paycheck
ring.
for. That's not a free idea. That requires scratch.
Copyright. Right
What were you
here.
gonna say? You said something to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Competition.
it would be cool if they played that out in the ring where, okay, so Emma's now out, she's messing up, and he's getting angry, like, what are you doing? Like, kind of as comic relief. And then also if you go behind the scenes, like with a Dancing with the Stars type
Yeah,
deal,
exactly. Yep.
where they're in the studio rehorsing and it's just not going well, like you said.
And then try and get Stephanie as the ultimate prize.
Ooh. McMahon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
Triple
we
H
could
may have
have
an
that
issue with that.
Fandango Triple H match at WrestleMania. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it'd actually probably be a good match because
Any
Fandango's
of
a good wrestler.
Yeah,
so,
and any of those crossovers, like even if it doesn't culminate to a match, that those crossovers of the bigger stars
Yep.
and the lower end guys that you start to take more seriously because they're involved in something.
that'd be sweet. But yeah, so Rose is dancing on the outside. Fandango was in control for the majority of the match. I thought he had, R-Truth was on the apron. He kind of just, threw him into the ring, the post, to knock him out of the ring. And that just kind of basically set up the leg drop for the win. I mean, this was, like, these matches were really short, the first couple, besides the main event. But, Fandango still undefeated since coming back as the new and improved Fandango.
I wonder who will be the person to defeat him.
I hope nobody.
Really?
I don't know.
The new streak
Yeah.
The bunny!
bumped you out.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who. What do you guys think of the match, though?
I mean, it was hardly a match. It's just seeing the character. I've hardly seen the new Fandango because he never makes the Hulu cut, it seems. And so
Gotcha.
I got to see it, and it would have been nice to see more, but so it was hardly anything. So I gave it one set of mood lighting.
Gotcha.
What
Yeah,
did you give it?
One set of mood lighting.
That's so romantic of you. In the beginning, they had these like neck grabs where they were both holding on to each other's like shoulder and neck area.
like locking up.
Yeah, locking up and spinning around like 4 times. I feel like it was a little too much.
They're dancing.
Yeah, kind of. I just wanted them to get into the wrestling, so that was interesting. I like how Fandango has this undefeated streak because it gives me the, anxiousness to be like what I was saying before. Who is going to break that streak? I want to know who they're going to pair him up with. I don't know. I actually gave it a 3.9, which is pretty high. I guess, I don't know. I just really like Fandango's wrestling.
You like the kissing at the end. We know.
And the kissing.
You like the Rosa dancing on the outside.
Yeah, tonight
To nobody.
she was okay.
Yeah, she wasn't as awkward, but yeah, It was what it is. I don't know. Hopefully she'll get better.
Yeah. Being sarcastic.
I think someone needs to like we need him to get into a feud with somebody. Like somebody needs to like hit on Rosa or at least get something going on. Yeah, like him just coming out and beating these guys. I get they're trying to build him up again, but I just have him go against anybody.
Well, I'm telling you, the bunny did almost steal his girl outside the ring that one time.
Oh
right?
yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was last week he fought Adam Rose, and the bunny.
So that might
the bunny flirts with everybody. He flirts with every girl.
But what if he really likes Rosa?
The bunny?
And it
or
changes,
Fandango?
and Rosa turns him into a prince. The bunny and Rosa.
Oh. She kisses him.
Like
and then
she kisses him, and then he becomes a wrestler, and then she becomes his partner.
I can't wait for this all to happen on TV because I know it's going to happen.
There's been weird stuff to go on in wrestling, so I feel like this could be one of those weird, awesome moments.
I know. And you're right. That's why my brain hurts right now.
Does it?
You nailed it. It's like, oh my God, this will happen. So all happen on SmackDown.
I can't wait. But I gave it a 2.75. It was, I'm glad Fandango got the win. I like it. I like him as a wrestler. Would like to at least see something happen. A feud. Then we get a Raw recap. The anonymous GM is back. He says that at TLC it's going to be a tables match between John Cena and Seth Rollins. If John Cena loses, he loses his #1 contendership against Brock Lesnar. And then an all-out brawl between Team Cena and Team Authority. That was like, it was weird that they showed the beginning of that was all the first 20 minutes of Raw, and they didn't even show the main event or anything, because I thought, to me, after I watched it on Raw, I was like, okay, I was like, is that the show? I'm like, I get where they're going, I was kind of satisfied and being like, okay, it felt like the end of Raw. It felt like I watched the beginning and then fast forwarded real quick to the end, and I was like, oh, if Raw's over? Oh no, I still have 3 hours left, so it was weird.
They gave it the normal main event treatment.
Yeah.
They flipped it.
Yeah, they did, yes. And then we found out that it's going to be Rowan versus Big Show in a steel stairs match. So I think next year it's going to be tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs in December 2015.
Sure.
Might as well. They want to change the title, their names of pay-per-views, so.
I hope it's whoever can walk them up first.
Yeah, what is a steel stair match?
I don't know.
They can just use, is that all they can use?
Sure.
Are they hanging from, maybe they got to climb on a ladder and get them down?
Grab stairs hanging from above.
I'm trying to make it interesting. I don't know. I mean, we've never seen any of these matches before.
Yeah.
So.
I assume it's what you say. It's like with a chairs match, you hit each other with chairs. It's gonna be they hit each other with stairs. So it's like, all right.
It's so literal.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
I wish they just did steel, and then they could use anything with steel in the area.
That could work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's weird because we actually have 1, 2, 3. There's 5 different feuds that have come out of Survivor Series now. We have Cena Rollins, Ziggler and Harper, Big Show and Rowan, and Kane and Ryback, which I think is. I wrote down. I'm like, is this a big change that we're actually going to see a lot of feuds at once of these different guys, which I think is cool, and it makes it's nice that they can interweave all these guys together, and they can, the bad guys can actually kind of work together because they're all against the same group of good guys now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but what do you guys think? Do you think it's kind of they're trying to change things up a little bit, or?
It's rather beefy. It's a bunch of big dudes. I think it's a good idea. Go for it, try it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sold on the stairs match.
Gotcha.
That's the only thing that it's that seems weird. But they're 2 gigantic guys, so they're not going to do a lot of moves. They're going to have to hit each other with stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm all for it.
Gotcha. And then let's get to the main event. Miz comes out, or Jimmy and Jay come out, then the Miz and Mizdow. Miz says he's sorry about Monday. He had tons of agents contacting him. And he said, Jimmy, help me help you. And then he said, he's like, Jimmy, are you mad that I can do more for your wife than you can? And that just set Jimmy off to, attack him. Miz is trying to escape him, just running around the ring for the beginning of the match. Miz is able to get the upper hand. And then Jimmy kind of goes crazy again, just starts like smacking the Miz in the face, and he tosses him into the barricade, which then Mizdow tosses himself into the barricade, you know, because hey, stunt double's got to do what, you know, the main guy does. Miz tries to grab the belts to leave. Jimmy dives to the ropes onto the Miz. When he get back in the ring, he hits a super kick on the Miz. Mizdow comes in, takes himself out like he got hit with a super kick. Then the Usos hit a double splash on the Miz and Mizdow, and Jimmy gets the win. But he still, I mean, I think he felt like he got, you know, a little vindication from what happened on Monday, but he was still pissed at the end of the match. Like, there's no, like, oh, that's okay, Miz, you can keep doing what you're doing. I'm interested to see where it goes. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was the main event. They did it properly. You know, they built this up throughout with a video package, and then we saw the backstage interview, and there was an emotional attachment to this match, and Jimmy was fired up from the time he was doing his haka up at the top of the ramp. Like, he was way into it, and this was great. I thought everybody did a great job, and a great promo by Miz beforehand. Just delivered, and I'm excited for what they're gonna do moving forward. So I gave it a 38 acts of chivalry.
Gotcha. Gabby, what do you think?
This was really funny. I loved when Miz first came into the arena and he's like, I have something serious I have to talk about. Because it's so not serious, which is the funny part. Everything about his character, like, even though I hate him, I love. I want to see it because it's just so entertaining. Then he apologizes, like you said, whatever, help me help you. And that whole comment about the wife completely fired Jimmy up. And why I love this is because, like I said earlier, it gave him this, like, different energy. He's more reinvigorated because of, you know, I guess what has been said about his wife. He really put himself in that mode of how he's going to protect, you know, her. So I think, I don't know, I think it was a really great way to bring out the best in the Usos. But I do not agree with the commentators that it was an advantage for Miz to do that. Because, like I said, it fired Jimmy up. So at that point, you're not getting an advantage. You're making him more angry, so he's going to kick your ass even harder. You know? But I think it was Byron, I don't remember, that was saying that, oh, well, Miz is getting an advantage because he's making him so mad that he's not going to be able to fight back. Whatever.
Yeah, like be off his game a little bit.
Be off his game, yeah, and be distracted, whatever. So I didn't agree with that. And Damian on the ground impersonating the Miz, or I should say Mizdow, on the ground. Oh my God, these shots kill me. I just can't stop laughing every time I see them. There was one where he had, you know, one leg up and his other knee was down on the ground, and he's just like punching in the air, and there was one where he was impersonating the chokehold, and it's so funny because nobody's there. It just makes him look so crazy, but I freaking love it because he's so into the character. 3.9 from me. I definitely think this whole thing wouldn't be as good of a storyline if it wasn't for the Mizdow.
Yeah.
He makes it.
But I like the Miz too. I think he knows how. He's very good at pissing people off.
He is.
Like, he knows what to say to just get the crowd to just get really, you know, irritated with him.
Yeah, this is one of the smartest storylines, I think, that WWE has going for them right now.
Yeah, like, and
it's simple.
Yeah,
like, it's just really, really simple, and that's good.
Yep, that's what it needs to be. It doesn't need to be super complicated. It's just.
Wait a second. Didn't we predict that it would be a good idea if the Miz was hitting on Naomi or did something with Naomi? I feel like we might have said something like that.
We may have. We'll have to go back and check the
Predictions
tapes.
Champion probably did predict that.
I seriously think we did because we were like, oh, let's shake it up. Wouldn't it be cool if the Miz pissed off the Usos? Because they kept fighting each other with no, like, real reason to be fighting.
Yeah.
I feel like we said that.
We probably did. I'm just going to say, yeah, we did.
We're so smart, you guys.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Miz. Mizdow is awesome. I feel like hopefully maybe later on, like, I think we need like a Mizdow cam of just him, like streaming on the app or do something
like a
with
picture
it.
in picture.
Yeah, of like him, just doing what the Miz is doing. Because I think it'll be something to piss the Miz off later.
That's a great idea.
Be like, no, you're supposed to be looking at me. Like, don't look at him. It's his camera. Like, no, I'm the star.
What if he jumped in front of the camera too and started like messing with it?
And makes a stunt real.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I thought it was a good match. I gave it a 3.5. I like seeing the, aggressiveness of Jimmy. He's pissed off. I mean, now that they're gonna have a match TLC for the tag belts. I think that's leading into this. I think it'd be interesting. And it's weird that I don't know. I couldn't tell if the commentators even brought it up, but like, the Miz is married to a former diva, so. I mean, maybe we would see her come back into. I don't know. Like, I don't know if she's gonna come back or anything like that. I don't know. I think she's like kind of retired, but
probably, yeah.
I mean, but she doesn't have to wrestle, but she could at least come back to just I don't know, do something. But it'd be interesting if she did. But then would she need a stunt double too, though?
She would. She would.
That they could build up a pretty good like little stable of people if like say she came back and then they give her a stunt double and be interesting. See what happened with it.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, who knows? Go ahead. You can not pay me for that idea too.
Why are you voluntarily asking them to not send you a check, Tom?
Because they're not going to. So. Just pay for my network, at least maybe
Pay some funk, so they're not gonna pay you.
Pay for you to do this after show, maybe.
Listen, I found this royalties check when I was cleaning out my bus last week. But yeah, so that kind of wraps us up for main event tonight. I know there's going to be another podcast coming out,
Art of Wrestling.
So
we're just taking questions from the fans.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be, I'm sure we're all gonna listen to it this week. So we'll talk about that next week. What else is, shocking things we hear from that. But Gabby, where can the people find you?
The people can find me at GabbyLO87 on Instagram and FitFab Daily on Instagram for fitness advice and exercises if you want to get into shape. Red Carpet 101, and I just did Mob Wives tonight. Season 5 just aired, so check it out.
Scott?
You can find me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, which, wink, wink, this week has The Doctor that CM Punk was talking about. So you'll hear that on there, amongst many other sketches and characters that we do on that show. So it's a good time. That is available on SoundCloud and iTunes.
Awesome. And you guys can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom. Next week is the mid-season finale for Supernatural, so that's Tuesday at 11. And next week we'll be here Wednesday at 10 o'clock for main event. So we'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.